Oscar Carmona from Healing Ground Certified Organic Nursery in Santa Barbara, California, here to talk to you about fall planting strategies. Now, for those of us living in the Southern California coastal climate areas, we're actually benefiting from what I call Santa Barbara springtime, or you could say Southern California springtime. And basically, because of the water temperatures rising sufficiently, fog is held at bay, and we have sustained heat for the next couple months, potentially, coupled with the Santa Ana winds, which keep evening temperatures warm. We have good conditions of basically springtime conditions. The one change is that the daylight or the daylight hours is actually shortening because we're moving towards the shorter days as opposed to the longer days of the year. So with that in mind, I want to give you some examples of some plants for extended summer or springtime planting, as well as some of the fall offerings that you might want to consider for your garden. First of all, let's start with late summer. Scallop squash, zucchini, any of the summer squashes are still wonderful to plant this time of year. If you're going to plant a tomato and try it, or any early variety, the mid-season, the cherry tomatoes will do wonderful at this time of year, potentially very successful. Plants like basil, because of the heat and the fact that you can harvest those early, are still a great option for your garden at this time. Now, coming into the fall choices, I want to talk first about peas. This is Oregon sugar pod, which is a great pea for very prolific and sweet pea for your garden. Next, we have the golden chard here, which is a very nutritious and easy to grow plant. Next to it, the Ford Hook Giant, which is an heirloom form of chard. And chard is easy and it's nutritious. I encourage every gardener to have at least one or two plants in their garden. Any leafy green that you can think of that you might like, spicy or otherwise, is a perfect candidate for this time of year. Arugula is a great example of that. Because we do have some potentially hot days, you might want to plant that maybe underneath the shadows of a squash leaf, for example, because that would provide the proper enough shade for that to do sufficiently well. This is a braising mix. It's another example of greens that are meant to be eaten harvested young, and it's a new style that's coming into popularity, and it's a way to deal with very limited space and enjoy wonderfully gourmet quality salads. Sweet salad mix, speaking of quality salad, is just a mixture of sweet lettuces meant to be harvested young. If you want to go with larger heads, then you can plant individually, as in the case with this outrageous, a wonderful red loose leaf. Root crops do very well year-round. Royal Chantenay carrots, Chioggia beets are great examples of root crops that are fairly easy to grow and are encouraged in your garden. Turnips, something that most people do not actually get a chance to experience in their lives, is something I encourage gardeners to plant. They're easy. You can add them with potatoes, whipped potatoes, and they make a great addition to your garden as well. They're beautiful. Those are golden. Mustards, giant red mustard. What a beautiful plant, just visually in your garden as an addition. Chopped up finely, it's a great addition to salads, and it really mellows out with stir fries. Pak choy, beautiful to look at, and some in the mustard family, just a great addition to your garden setting as well as the dinner table. Champion collards, can't get any more nutritious than that. Brassica family, meaning it's in the cabbage and broccoli family, highly nutritious, wonderful addition to your garden. Italian kale, red Russian kale are two excellent additions. Again, kales are easy to grow. First-time gardeners, you're going to want to definitely go towards those because you want to have success. So go for things that you know you're going to really do well with to start out. Broccoli. If you want to grow broccoli, you can't get any better than the Pac-Man. We also recommend Arcadia and Gypsy varieties, which are fairly heat tolerant. Pac-Man does really well in our climate area. This is cauliflower, Snowball. If you're going to go with some of the cabbages and cauliflowers, choose varieties like Snowball that are early varieties. It's one of the tricks for extending, especially towards the cooler area. When you're choosing range of temperature, you want to choose something that is an early variety. And coming down, we have the green cabbage and red cabbage. As I always say, feed the soil and let the plants feed you. See you around.